welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner related videos, art journal videos, DIY tutorials, and the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I load a new video. Commenting, liking, and sharing on your favorite platform does help my channel grow and would be truly appreciated. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I was part of a planner collab with quite a few amazing ladies who were doing the Stickering Challenge 2020, where basically you just used 30 stickers out of your stash in a planner spread, and I did mine in this little micro book here. And then we were having conversations on Instagram via DMs. It was like a group chat kind of thing, and quite a few of them mentioned this sticker book here, and specifically there's a page here, this one here, and I didn't even remember this, but that they didn't like the stickers, and so that made me think, well, I'm gonna use them. So in today's layout video, what I'm going to be doing is, this made me think of something, and this made me think of something, and so we're going to try to do a week of meal planning in this little micro, because I think this little micro could be great for an on-the-go, tiny little organizing planner. But I think it also would be great if you had one of these. For me, this is sort of a unicorn, because even in the local craft store that does have some Happy Planner items, it's Ben Franklin, it's something else they call it, but I know it is Ben Franklin. They don't sell these little micro books. So this one was gifted to me by my friend Andy, and it's the only one that I have. So for me, these are, I mean, it's something I'd have to order from Joann's or whatnot, but if this is something you can get, you might want to have multiple of these, and specifically for this idea, have an entire tiny little micro planner of meal ideas or meal planning, depending on what kind of meal planning, menu ideas, things that you need to work around, because you might need to do meal planning for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for you and or your family, or you may need to just focus on dinner because breakfast and lunch is handled elsewhere. So I think this would be a great little book for that, and so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be figuring out a week's worth of meal planning in here and seeing how functional that actually could be. Now, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of these here, but they don't bother me. So we're actually going to start with these. And what I'm going to do is, so that I don't waste my paper, is I'm going to start with the back of this one and make this sort of our introductory page. Now, my biggest problem with this little micro notebook is that my hands, which already feel huge, feel even huger when I'm dealing with this tiny little book. I mean, it's okay, I'll deal, but still. Now, I've seen this before. I don't know if these animals are going to appreciate that I'm doing this, but I do want to use my products, and they're all just right there. And we'll put that there. And I've seen that. I don't know where I've seen it, but I've seen that. And then I'll put meal plan. And we'll do black. We'll make this whole spread black. And I'm thinking that if you are busy mom or busy working professional or busy all of the above, then you might have an arsenal of your go-to menu ideas or your go-to dinner ideas or breakfast ideas or weekend ideas. And so I think this would be great to sort of warehouse that, because it's on the disc system. You can just, one weekend, one afternoon, few afternoons, fill this up with just varying ideas. And then from a week to week basis, it's like, all right, I'm not going to think about this. I know these are tried and true. I'm going to rip out the weeks that I have, put this in my regular planner so that I know what I have. I'll use this. I'll make my master grocery list, but I think this would be a great little functional way to kind of do that. But for this purpose, like I said, we're going to try to do meal planning for a full week. And I think we'll follow this layout where we're going to do 2 days on one page. So let's say for the week that we're going into, which is, well, today's Monday the 20th. So let's start today. And let me get a pen. All right, so I've got this Memento pen that I picked up, I think from the Ben Franklin that I mentioned earlier. And let's just sort of map out the days. And we'll take these off. And again, this is just really to give you an idea. But if you are doing this for yourself, you can map it out on a weekly basis like this. And then you just have it written down, and maybe this is your on the go, and you'll have the front section for, your weekly section for the actual week of meal plans. And then you have a section in the back where you are writing down your grocery list, because again, this is a super tiny little spread, so it's not like you're going to get tons of things on here. And again, because we can, I'm going to just outline all this. And the only reason I picked that color, honestly, even though actually that really goes well, is it was the first brush marker in the top of the stack. So that's the only reason why I'm using this. So I'm going to finish these and then I'll bring you guys back. All right, so let's just assume from Monday through Friday, all I need to be concerned with is dinner, because I either get meals at the work, or if I had kids, they eat at school, or I eat the same thing every single day, so I don't need to plan, whatever. So let's just say for Monday through Friday, I need to think about dinner for me, for my family, for whatever. And I have a go-to arsenal already in mind. Again, this could be used as a true meal planner where you are truly planning out your week, or I think it would be great little go-to binder of sorts of different meals that you can do or that you do and you can do quite quickly, that you can pull out and use from week to week to week. Okay. So we've got that. Saturday and Sunday, it's the opposite. And mostly because I ran out of dinner stickers. So Saturday, we get up early and we need to figure out breakfast. And we do a late lunch because Saturday evenings, we typically go out for dinner. Sundays, we do actually more of a brunch because we all sleep in. And so let's just pick lunch, just because I don't have a brunch one. And we'll put that there. And then dinner is not an issue because we go over to a friend's house. Again, we're just trying to figure out what our meal plan is for the week. All right, so Sundays we go to our parents' house, and we always know that we're going to have leftovers because mom cannot cook for anything but a small army. So Mondays is going to be based on of leftovers. I tend to love leftovers so long as I loved it originally. So for dinner, for here, we are going to have leftover burritos. Now I believe and this is just in my own lifestyle, I believe any leftover can be made into a burrito. As long as you have a flour tortilla and whatever it is that you have that's leftover isn't too soupy, you can put it into a flour tortilla, roll it up, and you've got a new meal. So whatever the leftovers is, whether it's stew, chicken pot pie, tuna casserole, hamburger helper, a roast, ribs, take them off the bone, anything can be put into a burrito. And if what you have by way of leftover is a bit soupy or wet, then add something dry. So add some bread, add some rice, add some noodles just to soak it up, and then put it in a burrito. And if you want to be super fancy, fry the burrito and turn it into a chimichanga. So already we've got one idea there. Tuesday is a busy day because of whatever. Kids have things, you have things, hubby has things, wife has things. And so Tuesday you need a really ready to go meal. So I like either, and this is something that I would do in my own life, we'd either have a ramen night, and that's just the package of ramen, or we'd have a spam and eggs. I live in Hawaii, so we eat a lot of spam. And this is actually more often than not a featured meal during the work week at least once, sometimes even twice. I can actually do quite a bit with spam. So we're having that because it's just a busy night already and we just need something quick. Wednesday, we can do hamburger helper. Again, another quick meal idea, and whether you're using a prepared box or whether you're using hamburger, mixing it with pasta and some seasoning and making your own version, it's still rather quick. And whether your hamburger is ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, ground tofurkey, or whatever the not meat version of that is, that gives you an idea. Now, this is only for the main dish. Along with these, we probably have rice. We might have some tomatoes. If I'm having spam and eggs, I love spam, eggs, rice, and chopped up tomatoes just on the side. If ramen, I might have cabbage in that. With leftover burritos, I'm thinking there's going to either be leftover lettuce and tomatoes, or if not, I can always add a salad to that. So I'm only writing the main things. I'm only writing the things that's going to take a lot of time. You might have, I know that a lot of different churches or a lot of different faith groups do Wednesday meetings. So this might be a night that you need to have either really quick or have prepared earlier. Like if you did a crock pot and you just had it waiting for you when you got home, that would be a good idea too. For Thursday is actually, we have a little bit more time. And so Thursday we might do chicken fingers and mac and cheese. Now for me, this would be boxed mac and cheese because I don't like real mac and cheese. My first encounter with mac and cheese was the Kraft box, and that's the only mac and cheese I can eat. I've eaten the real stuff where they use elbow macaroni and different cheeses and make a bechamel, and it's okay. But when I have a taste for mac and cheese, if it's not the Kraft original elbows, don't give me any shapes, I'm not going to be happy. And for chicken fingers, to be perfectly honest, this probably would just be a cut up rotisserie chicken from Costco because, we don't generally have chicken fingers. And when we do have chicken fingers, they're nuggets from McDonald's. And Friday, let's just assume we have some leftover chicken fingers, meaning rotisserie chicken from Costco. Then here we might do chicken a la king, which is actually one of my go-to favorites. Chicken a la king. I think leftover poultry makes great taco meat because I'm not a huge fan of dark meat on chicken. So if I have lots of thigh meat left, especially if you buy either a Costco chicken or we buy Popeyes a lot and they have the legs and thighs really cheap, I feel I can mask the taste of the thigh meat with taco seasoning. And then with chicken taco meat, I can either make burritos, I can make taquitos, I can put it on nachos, and that's really quick. And because the meat's already cooked, it gets on the dinner table really quickly. And again, the sides of this to round it out as a meal would be some kind of veggie and some kind of starch. I always build my meals around the meat dish. I'm a meatosaurus, and so if I can, I'm going to have meat 7 days a week, whether it's hamburger meat or chicken. I mean, that can differ, but for the work week or just for the week in general, I do like to eat meat at least once a day. Yeah, I know. Breakfast on Saturday is going to be something really easy, so maybe we'll do pancakes and sausage again. Need to get that meat component in there. And for lunch, we're just going to have sandwiches. In my house, we always have the fixings for sandwiches. Sandwiches can be made for breakfast, sandwiches can be made for lunch, for dinner, and you can zhuzh that up with chips or a side of salad or pickles or all of the above. And then on Sunday for lunch, we know we're going to go and have dinner somewhere out, either at our in-laws, at our parents' house, at a restaurant, whatever. And so we're going to want to have like a late breakfast, early lunch, and we might go a little ham on that because it's Sunday, it's a day of rest. Maybe we're doing this after church, and we'll do a spread of... Because what do? Do we have leftovers? No, we don't. So maybe we'll do eggs and bacon. And we'll pick up some of those muffins from Costco or from your local store. And we'll have one more savory item. Maybe some Portuguese sausage. I don't know if you can get that on the mainland or if it's called something else. It's not quite a Polish sausage. It's definitely savory, but it can be a little bit sweeter and it's spiced different. I mean, this is something you can get at McDonald's here. So this is very prevalent in Hawaii, but I don't know if that's something you guys can get. And maybe we'll have an oatmeal bar, where we put the oatmeal in a crock pot, let that simmer, get soft, and then we'll have fixings on the side. And so we can make our own little brunch spread because we're really loading up because we didn't eat breakfast and we know that we're having dinner somewhere else. Now, because there is tons of space on this little thing here, then we can see, okay, I can either do inventory of what I have. I'm bringing leftovers from whatever it is that I brought home from that Sunday dinner from wherever it was, or if you have leftovers because you guys go out. I mean, again, this is just trying to give you some ideas, but what I have is I have some iceberg. And so you could put have there and you can put need there. So iceberg tomatoes. I have tortilla chips and shredded cheese. What I need is some hot sauce because we're all out, and maybe some guacamole. Now, I don't like guacamole, so that would never be on my list, but I think you guys get the gist. For this here, we always buy Spam. Spam sometimes you can get here for $1.99 a can, and that's really good, and we load up. So we don't need Spam and eggs. So for the have list, we have the Spam, we always have eggs, and I can't eat scrambled eggs without ketchup. I actually can't eat Spam without ketchup. I actually can't eat a lot of things without ketchup, so we have that. What we do need, however, is we're out of tomatoes because we ate it there. And we also need some Tabasco, because I like ketchup with Tabasco with my scrambled eggs. Here we have the ground meat. We have the hamburger helper. And Hamburger Helper, that is something that we used to have a lot as a child. And my favorites are either the beef noodle or the chili mac, although the lasagna is quite tasty as well. Although I haven't met a Hamburger Helper I haven't liked, but those are my top 3. However, for this one, we need some veggies. I like canned peas, so we need to get some peas, and I like to mix mine with a little bit of Italian dressing and mayonnaise, and maybe we'll do some canned corn, although fresh veggies would be good too. For this, we have the mac and cheese, we have the milk, and we have the butter. Because that's what the box needs. If you're making it from scratch, then you might need something else. But what we need is the chicken. And again, whether you're getting chicken fingers that need to be cooked, chicken fingers that are cooked and just need to be heated, whether you're getting the rotisserie chicken and just cutting it into finger shapes, whatever. And that gives us that. For this, we have the chicken, we have the mushroom soup, we have milk, but what we need is some pimentos, because that goes into our a la king, and we might need some flour to just thicken it all up. And I think you guys kind of get the gist. Now, it's not very decorated. If you had the food sticker book or any of the sticker books that have some food items in there, then you can certainly, zhuzh this up. But I think as a concept, I think this little thing right here would make a perfect little meal planner. And I wouldn't get rid of these, because let's say you do meal planning for like 3 weeks. This is actually a really good resource, because you can eventually turn this into, all right, well, I actually use this on these particular days, but then if you fill this up or you get another one, or you start doing this meal planning in your big planner, because if you're watching this, you probably have multiple planners, then you can say, okay, well, maybe I'm not looking at what I'm planning on the specific day. Maybe right now I'm just looking for ideas. You can actually flip through your little planner here, or your little meal planner here, and you can figure out, okay, well, this really worked well. And if you even wanted to come back afterwards and said, all right, the leftovers we had was leftover pot roast, and this was a winner, everyone liked it. For spam and eggs, that's a tried and true. Hamburger Helper, you tried something else, you tried a new flavor, you tried to do your own, that was a hit, it wasn't a hit. It gives you enough space to map out, gives you enough space to also write notes, and then it also gives you an arsenal of ready ideas that you can use in the future. Now, the reason why this is sitting here is this is 3x4. It's just a smidge under that, but it's 3x4 for all intents and purposes. These Project Life cards are 3x4. For all intents and purposes. Again, it's a little smidge off, but you could use something like this if you have these cards, punch them so that they fit on the 4-disc system, and then you could segment this. So you could say, this is my meal planning ideas. And then you go back here, and this becomes your grocery list, so you're not flipping through the days. Or maybe you are doing meal planning for all of the year, and then you flip back here, and this is meal planning during Lent. Or maybe you have meal planning during the school year, and then you have meal planning during the summer. And I think because these are so small and so portable and quite affordable, considering that it is a tiny little notebook, I think you might be able to have quite a few of these, put a label on it, and then you can label meal planning Monday through Friday, meal planning for the weekends, meal planning when I'm super busy, things that take less than 20 minutes, things that take less than an hour, ideas for the crock pot, ideas for the Instapot. I mean, I think you get the idea that you can turn this into something other than a planner, but you can also make it part of your arsenal. So if you have tons of these, I mean, this doesn't get into recipes. It just really is a working to-do list, and you've got your main focus there. But this also could be, all right, so I've got all of these ideas up front. Now let me make a section here for the actual recipes, or let me have one of these little Project Life things where I can do recipes on the back that correspond to this. I mean, there's just so many ways I think you can use this, and it really was inspired by some of the conversations that we had. I'm like, well, I have the sticker book, and I didn't even realize those stickers were there until they mentioned that they didn't like them. So how could I use that? And then how can I use this little micro? Because I do have quite a few ideas for that, but this is the one that I want to convey today. All right, so for the question in the comments, is there a sticker book that Happy Planner has put out that you have and that you are not a fond, or that you have and you are not a fan of, and why? And the reason I want you to write that down is if I have the same sticker book, I might see what I can do with it just to challenge myself. Now I don't have an extensive line, although I do have quite a few, but I am interested in seeing, okay, well, if I have it, let me see what I can do with it, and hopefully that'll give you some different ideas. All right, guys, that's it for me for now, and as always, aloha.